Now, let's go back to the US for another act of violence that has been called a hate crime, with a child reportedly beaten up on a bus for expressing support for President Donald Trump. And a warning to our viewers, this video is quite violent. Oh, Craig, that really is just hideous footage to be showing. The child's mother's reportedly said that attack occurred because he expressed support for Trump. It is worrying that kids that young are reacting that way to political discourse. Are you expressing support for the president, not some fringe figure, and that is the reaction?
It's horrible. I hate to see that, especially a kid who, is embracing politics and, at such a young age as well. And I think it is a really big problem in the US that instead of engaging in arguments, and you see it, I've been into DC and things like that, and anyone on the Democrat side don't even want to engage. Like, there's a lot of them won't even say the word Trump. They say 45. They won't even use the word.
Oh, really?
Oh,
they
absolutely.
are that...
Oh, my God, they will never say the word. Yeah, they say, oh, 45. 45's done this. and you just have to think, like, if you can't understand your opposition, then how can you start to begin to realise, why they're voting for those things? So,
but you've had that in the UK too, where the Conservatives, the Tories, have been completely demonised. The Brexit Party came along and took a little bit of heat off you at some point, but we've had the whole milkshaking phenomenon that's happened there. And there is this intolerance where they see Conservatives as not people who hold different opinions to them, but people who are inherently evil.
Absolutely, and it's a huge problem in the UK that anyone who stands... And the crazy thing we've seen today, so there was a leak that came out of the Labour Party where a celebrity, basically Jeremy Corbyn's Twitter account, was sending messages to all of these celebrities on Twitter, oh, please support me. You had huge artists like Little Mix and people like that all tweeting their support for Labour. But there's this real problem that, anyone who stands for the Conservatives is evil. And we've seen, we've done work with candidates across the country, and the majority of people, and being an MP is not a great life. The majority of people that are standing to be an MP are doing it for the right reasons because they really want to make people's lives better.
And it's not working, though. You've seen the celebrity class, the activist class, the bulk of the media representing Conservatives as evil. But you look at the results. Tories have gained 45 seats. The Labour Party has lost 57.
It's still counting.
And so what do you think that says? Is it because the mainstream media's influence is not as what it used to be? Are people now more focused on digital strategies like what you bring to the table? Why do you think that is, that people aren't listening to the elites anymore?
Well, digital is really important, and you'll see, and that's why a lot of the time in the media and things like that, they love Twitter. And actually, in terms of when we're working with candidates, we hardly ever do anything on Twitter because most people on Twitter have already made up their minds. What we want are the real people that are at home on Facebook. That's the platform you reach those people. And it's a really powerful tool. We've never had such direct communication with our politicians.
So Facebook is far more powerful than Twitter?
Absolutely. Over 60% of over 60-year-olds check Facebook every day. And that's a big audience for the Conservatives.
Twitter, though the entire media is on it, it's got a fairly small percentage of actual people on it who go back and use it regularly. It's got a huge
a massive bubble.
Churn rate.
Everyone's just talking to themselves. And that's why the media can get caught up in all of these things on Twitter. But actually, if you're looking to get votes in the election, you'll see that the main strategy is getting on Facebook. And it's amazing. Boris can put a post up and talk directly to the people. Doesn't need the media to be involved, doesn't have to go on some show where, where he's going to get interviewed and things like that. He can talk directly to the people. Well,
do you think proposals to regulate what you can do on Facebook, is that a danger to Conservatives? Because you would think big tech, particularly based in Silicon Valley, leaning very much left, would have an interest to doing, having some measures in place so the Trumps and the Johnsons of this world can't use Facebook to push their message.
It is a problem, and I think I've actually been quite impressed with the big tech guys. They have actually pushed back on a lot of the pushes, especially in the US, for them to be banning certain people and things like that. But the fact is, especially Facebook, they have done a pretty good job in terms of if you do post actual racist stuff or hate crimes and things like that, you will get banned.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of people that seem to think it's a free-for-all and you can say anything. It's not the case. They have been very good at regulating things. But I think we have to acknowledge that at the moment, they obviously are on the sort of side of the good guys, well, I like to think they are. But in the future, they could all of a sudden shift their stance. And if they start regulating speech and things like that, it's a problematic route to go down.